Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. My name is Kyle Corvus Crow at the desk tonight with Joshua Fekes Quest, ready to bring you a little bit of Rainbow Six Siege action in the collegiate scene. Got a special matchup tonight as it is Carleton University coming up against University of Wisconsin-Madison. I'm being told it's just Wisconsin, so we'll keep it to that for this evening.
Yeah, University of Wisconsin, very popular school. Obviously, it is the entirety of representing Wisconsin in general. But over on the other side, Carleton, that's a good one because actually you have experience with Carleton. Over the summertime, there was Bethesda. They own Quake now. They put on a big collegiate Quake tournament. Carleton won that one, so they're not unfamiliar with the first-person shooter territory.
Yeah, Carleton, an esports school, albeit a small school out of Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. For those, U.S. that may not have heard of this school, that would be why. They are a younger school, established in the 50s, but, that sometimes those small universities really kind of make that headway with esports where it takes a bigger one sometimes. So not at all surprising to see Carleton coming out here ready to try to swing with the big dogs.
That's one of the beautiful things about esports is that it doesn't take that much space to really get an esports program going. We're actually seeing that a lot in NA overall. A lot of small schools popping up and becoming powerhouses because they're breaking into esports. They have a passionate core group. And you don't have to be a big school to be able to, assemble an esports team. I mean, look how many players are actually on this team. There's 5. Not to mention, there's probably a couple staff members on the backside coaching them, managing them, things of the sort. But it's not like a football team where you have to have, 20 to 30 players. My math might be way off on the football line up there, but you understand what I mean. And it takes a whole at least over 100 yards to make an actual football field, viable for your collegiate team. Esports don't need that. So you're seeing a lot of schools take advantage of that. A lot of little schools, I should say, take advantage of that and pop up with these, pretty decent esports teams because, again, the resources, the small schools, they have it and they can invest in it and really bolster the sort of team that they bring.
Yeah, I mean, really, all you need is 5 players and a voice chat app that's free, like something like Discord or Skype or whatever players are using in this situation, just because you don't really need the support staff. You don't need a formal training facility. I know it's obviously preferred. Plenty of schools are opting for that these days, but you take a look at, tons of these schools are still just playing from their dorms, still just playing from their individual apartments and, coordinating, hey, okay, we're all going to log on this time, 30 minutes before the match and go over final strategies, this, that, the other. It's a very low cost, low barrier to entry type deal. So yeah, hopefully we'll see both of these schools represent themselves well, see both of these guys get ready to get at it. But with that, we are actually loading into the first map. And, we've been getting a little long-winded. We haven't even talked about the bands, what the maps are. So obviously you're seeing on the screen, it's going to be Clubhouse.
Yes.
That is the pick, of course, of Carleton University, which they've opted to, that means UWM gets to decide their first position on the map. They will defend. Carleton will attack here. See what UWM bans from them on this attacking side first.
It's going to be a Maverick being taken away, so not going to be seeing those little murder holes being popped up inside the reinforcement walls. Just going to take that one completely off of the grid here. I'm going to see what the next ban is. So that's one. Actually, he's not technically a hard breacher, but he can breach hard surfaces. So technically, one of the big 3 for hard surface breachers is gone now.
Carleton now getting ready to ban their attacker. It's going to be Lion coming out. They don't want to see that one. We saw that last week.
Yeah.
Just a devastating effect. So no huge surprises there that Lion's taken out. I want to say Lion was 4 or 5 frags in one round, and then proceeded to drop no less than 2 for the rest of the time.
That's pretty much correct. When he got through, and it was on the attacking side. Last game, obviously he's attacking side. Of course he's attacking, but when he did get through, he did rack up some frags. And you saw last week why he got banned, and we're seeing this week. If you go back and look at that, we're gonna see why he's being banned this time around. Pretty big powerhouse. If you use his gadget well enough, make sure that nobody moves. If you know exactly where they're gonna be hiding, where the enemy is gonna be hiding, you can just pre-fire as you're turning the corner and make sure that they can't move. And more than likely net yourself a kill. But on the defending side, we're going to see Mira taken away along with the Clash. The Mira really does take away a lot of that peak strategy that you can get with that Mira.
Yeah, Clash, pretty lock, stock, and barrel ban as well. No huge surprises there. UWM just don't want to see it, and that's A-okay. They're not going to have to. Mira, the big Ben out from Carleton University, and that's the one they know. Hey, they have to play at least 5 rounds against this. They're going to worry about that possible disconnect as Wraith AI has left the game. They're just calling for a rehost. So that should be pretty easy just to fix up. We'll go ahead and just make the lobby here, and that'll give us some more time to talk about kind of what we're seeing here and effectively go over the bans of the maps and the picks, because we didn't actually get to do that on the first run.
Things move quick.
Yeah, just to reiterate here, so Carleton University, their 2 bans were Coastline and Border. They didn't want to see either of those. Wisconsin took out Villa and Consulate. That left the pool at Clubhouse, Oregon, and Bank. It was Carleton University's pick for Clubhouse. UWM picked Oregon, so we will not be seeing Bank tonight either, just Clubhouse and Oregon. And both teams have opted to defend first, so no huge surprises there. Pretty standard stuff, all in all. But this will be the first time I'm seeing Clubhouse, particularly. So I'm excited to see that one come through. Just gotta get the game in action.
Yeah, that is the key. We do need all the players in. Hopefully we get that taken care of after this rehost. We did see the reveal of everyone's operator except for one. I think that was Wraith who disconnected. We did see everyone's operator beforehand. Of course, they have time to change that one up. But we did see that University of Wisconsin, they were showing 2 hard breachers with the Thermite and with the Habana. So we'll see if they're going to keep on going with that one. I mean, there's time to really think about it now. Obviously, there's way more time now. Change it up, see what they want. But bans are going to remain the same since those already went through. So we're going to see Maverick and Lion taken off along with the Mira and the Clash side of the defenders. Not going to be seeing that one on the first go around here. And yeah, we just got to get back into game and should be underway. Hopefully, no more disconnects. Hopefully they got it taken care of over on the side of University of Wisconsin.
Yeah, I mean, we all came to see some Siege tonight, so hopefully we'll get what we're paying for. Well, no, that's the wrong way to phrase that, because we're not paying for anything. This is free to the viewers here at home, so we
Best
obviously
things in life for free.
Well, hey, you're right about that.
Yeah. And with that being said, we haven't really talked too much about the standings right now, which is something we could go into because these two are about middle of the road right now. Carleton University, they are in, technically they're in second place. If you really want to get into it, because there's a 3-way tie for first place on the Gamma division, or in the Gamma division. Carleton following that up with 4 points right now. The other 3 above them each have 10 points apiece, so they will be dropping to 4th once that sort of the 3-way tie gets broken up. But University of Wisconsin, they are sitting almost, I think, 1 away from the last. They're sitting at 2 points, so this is really pivotal for them tonight. If they can take out Carleton University, they can keep themselves in contention in the Gamma division and really bolster their position within the ranks here.
Yeah, they definitely need to stay alive. It's a do or die. It's kind of late in the season at this point, so definitely every win counting, everything coming down to the wire. So just need to get Wraith back in here. He was the disconnected player that we were waiting on to begin with, so hopefully everything's okay from his end. After this, you kind of be looking for him to pop off. He's going to be under a bit of a microscope for the viewers at home.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, it's going to be you always wonder about somebody who has a little bit of a connection issue, if they're going to be able to perform at the level of everyone else, but hopefully it won't be an issue whenever they log into the game, and everything will be taken care of. I believe he had to re-download Rainbow Six Siege earlier, just actually a few minutes before the lobby got started, so hopefully it gets taken care of and we get into the game. We see a pretty competitive game of Siege, because last week we saw almost a shutout in 2 rounds. Two maps, I should say. Actually, it was University. It was actually the I'm gonna say this one time. Universidad Nacional Autonoma de Mexico. Got it. We're just gonna call them UNAM for now. But it was UNAM versus Iowa State University last week, and Iowa State, they absolutely destroyed UNAM, except for a couple rounds at the very end on the second map. It looked like UNAM was going to come back, maybe give them a little bit of run for the money, but Iowa State, I think they just got kind of cocky, and they dialed it back, said, hey, let's go and round this one out. So it wasn't very competitive last week. It was entertaining, but not competitive. I think this week, if we can get this connection issue going, I think this is going to be a pretty competitive night.
Hopefully so, yeah. I mean, team's a lot closer in the standings here. Yeah, we saw, a perfect 6-round game. First off, last week around this time, as Iowa State stopped through that, and then we had 8 rounds in the second game, as it did game 2 up kind of toward the end there. 1 on defense and 1 on offense, which is probably why it was a little harder for UNAM to build any momentum in that. They couldn't quite figure it all out. But either way,
hey, baby.
fans, we'll see if the same picks come out. Probably should at this point. I think that'd be the morally right thing to do if it's visible on the other side. So,
well, they just had the reveal phase. They didn't actually have the lock-in phase yet.
Gotcha. So either way, the Thermite and Hibana, though, hovered again, the Blackbeard as well. This is a lot of aggression over on the side of Carleton already. The Thatcher, just for good measure, with the Thermite, the Dream Team. And they will round that out with potentially the Zofia, as it's all hovered up here.
Yeah, you're right. That is an extreme amount of aggression. They have 2 hard breaches, once again, going with the Hibana and the Thermite, possibly. They have a little bit of time to lock it in. Thatcher, yeah, you're going to be able to keep that Thatcher on the team to be able to make use of the Hibana and the Thermite, be able to destroy any of the gadgets on the enemy side that might disengage the Thermite, might disengage the Hibana. Yeah, then, of course, you do have... Oh, Blackbeard might be switched over to Jackal, which, again, in his own right, is aggressive, being able to track down the enemy, know where he's at. That's so pivotal. Information is so pivotal on Rainbow Six Siege. That's actually one of the big reasons why I love this game. You can go to other first-person shooters, you can get information, but you can do stuff with it, but it's not near as game dependent as Rainbow Six Siege is, in my opinion. So much information to be had that can be taken advantage of. And it looks like they're going to go with that Jackal, lock that one in. Obviously, we're already in game, so you know they locked in. On the other side, though, we do have the Echo. We have the Legion, Mute, Visual, and then we do have oh my god, I forgot his name. It's not what is it?
Which one are you talking about here?
The only one I didn't name. The dude who like takes out like throwables. Oh my gosh, I'm like brain farting right now. Jaeger, there he is.
Okay, gotcha.
I knew it was a J. I knew it was an A. Completely messed that one up. But yeah, Jaeger, one of the more powerful defenders. Anyways, I think his gun does like 45 damage per hit, so he's an extremely good asset to have on your defending team.
Pretty good, yeah, stuff to bring to the table here. So we are now getting into the play phase, defending the basement. So maybe not going to be expecting Wraith here on this second floor. That is the Vigil Roam. No telling exactly what that's going to do. As they have Jaeger as well positioned here on the second floor. Don't want to let Hakabu come on in there, and a little noise discipline firing away there might just give away his position, but we'll see. They're trying to peek each other, and Hakabu comes out with a big headshot. Gets Comet Chicken taken right out and away on this. So we spent all this time trying to figure out where's Waldo on this Jaeger name, and it doesn't matter because he's taken out almost instantly into the round. It's about a minute expired, but as far as that goes, it was all in the initial setups.
You don't want to play a peeking game with an attacker because they have an ACOG. They're going to win no matter what. And we have another one going down in favor of Carleton University. They're doing very well in the first about minute of the game so far.
Yeah, it's their second pickup, and so they're going to be feeling pretty great about that already. Banana Cat just trying to lock things down. It was both roamers that they took out now, so they have to deal with just the anchors at this point. That always puts you in a pretty great position. We'll see now exactly how they want to play out this Echo over on the side of Wisconsin, just to see if they can make any defensive plays happen there, because the hatches are in trouble. Thermite, Hibana, 5 versus 0, it says across the screen. That doesn't seem right.
Well, math is a hard thing to do, and
game's still running, so yeah.
Game's still running. It's not 5v0. I think Carleton want it to be, though. They're working their way down. They have 2 killed on the side of University of Wisconsin, so they're working their way down to 5v0 because everyone on Carleton is still alive.
Yeah, it's certainly at least potential, right? This is maybe the ghost of Christmas future is what we've just seen here. Not present. See you finding bomb letter B here, ready to rock and roll through. We'll see exactly how they do want to breach it, because time's getting a little sensitive here. 50 seconds left on the clock, and they will find Legion. He's taken out and away. No chance for safety there, but it is answered back, as that's going to be Jason finding a kill. He's going to feel pretty good about that one. That was on to Bluebells, I believe. So trying to come on through, but Jason himself gets knocked on down. Another one scratched up for the Zofia there. Now it's all on to Banana Cat. 30 seconds left to defend this one. Gotta be careful with that camera. It's a really risky play, and he knows he's got somebody there. Finds him. It will be Poro Banda taken out. Not too worried about that. Zofia low health as well, so it's really the Hibana and the Thermite that he's got to worry about. He's not in the best health condition himself. But this is not a huge HP disparity between all these guys if you take into account HP of the Zofia there. Oddly wants to find it, doesn't get the first shot. The diffuser is down, so Banana Cat, what are you going to do in this situation? It's all on you, and that laser sight means they know exactly where he's going to be. He gets the pre-fire, it doesn't find anything, and just like that, taken out and away, and it will be Carleton claiming round number 1. Hakabu taking this one for himself.
It was a very risky use of the yokai, but it was so pivotal. He had to do that at that time. It did get him a kill, netted him a kill by using the yokai. So very nicely played by him. Still does go down in the end. So that is one going over to Carleton University. Gonna get set up for round number 2. That was just, honestly, I believe that was University of Wisconsin making too many mistakes rather than Carleton University doing too many things right. Don't get me wrong, Carleton played that very well, taking advantage of the mistakes of University of Wisconsin. But again, that's the early going, that peak fight against Zofia. Again, when you're a defender, especially if you're not Doc, if you're not Maestro or a Rook, you don't have those ACOGs on defending side, you can't win a peak battle like that.
Absolutely not. So we'll see now if they do opt to change this Jackal out, and it just might be, I think it's locked in yet.
Going to the IQ?
It might be locked in. I can't tell with the end.
Yeah,
the IQ. Okay, now it's locked in. They're going to take the IQ this time over the Jackal. But besides that, their composition will remain largely unchanged. This time, do have over for Banana Cat the Valkyrie, trying to bring that one to the table. The Maestro as well for Wraith. So they're going to be changing things up just a little bit on that defending composition, and it makes sense. Now, of course, they are here on the 3rd floor with their bombs, so do have to figure out a bit more of a changed up defensive strategy anyway. Basement didn't work out for them. They don't want to go right back to it. See how they can defend this one out, because keep in mind that outer reinforced wall is not going to do much good against a Thatcher Thermite combo unless they're really playing that defense when the operators are outside.
And not to mention, you do have IQ there as well to spot out all the electronic gadgets on the enemy side. So comboing that with a Thatcher, it essentially guarantees that you're going to be able to disable whatever, or find whatever you need to disable to be able to hard breach in with the Hibana or with the Thermite. So very nice combination coming out from Carleton University. Now on the other side, they are defending on that 3rd floor, but they are exposed a little bit vertically on one of the bombs that they can possibly take advantage of. Now the thing is, there's not too much vertical play coming out from Carleton University, so I don't know if we're going to be seeing that too much, but it is an option if they wanted to go with it. But it looks like they're just going to outright hard breach into this one here.
Yeah, ready to just rock and roll with it. Thermite getting back, cutting it a little close. Could have been taking some shots there if it weren't for the fact that there were no defenders ready to peek that. They weren't trying to get aggressive off the rip. So he knew he could have the time to run back, or assumed anyway. Reaching all over here now on the side of Carleton. They're just trying to open up as many little sight lines, as options and opportunities for themselves as they can. We'll see what it all does come down to, because Carleton took by storm their opponents last time and really just paced out a very great breach to find 2, and then keep up a lot of pressure for those final 3. Another 5v0 flashing across the screen. Pay no mind.
And they did bring the Valkyrie this time on the defending side for University of Wisconsin instead of the Echo. They want to get that extra camera out there, get that little bit of extra vision. Of course, it doesn't have the concussive blast. I don't know if they saw that on the extra camera, but University of Wisconsin getting that first kill, this time on the Thatcher. Pretty good target to take down.
Yeah, they're always going to feel good about getting a Thatcher out early. Unfortunately, it wasn't early enough to save, kind of one of their main walls there. Thatcher still, the role that he would accomplish in the game is largely the same. So they're really just down a gun, but being down a gun with 60 seconds left, that's a lot of pressure now onto the side of Carleton. And things are looking pretty good now for Wisconsin to maybe be able to pull this one back, get a neat score.
Carleton trying to make their way up. They do get a kill. They take out Maestro, so they're not going to have that ACOG on the defending side anymore. And that is going to... He still does have his evil eyes out, though, so that is even more vision still on this side of the defense, but still have those evil eyes despite him dying. So they still have quite a bit of vision going around the perimeter, around the area, and be able to scout out where Carleton is coming from. Carleton only has 30 seconds left, so they need to get in there relatively soon. I don't know if they're going to be able to get 4 kills out of this within this short amount of time, but
yeah, it's basically a diffuser win condition at this point. But hey, there's another one taken out on the side of Carleton. It's a trade again, but
they're going for it.
dropping down to the thermite here. Can he make this one? Oyaji Old Man, no. The defenders will win round 2, bring us to a tied game right here off the rip. And Banana Cat, the last right there. Look at that beautiful C4, Taj. Just blows him right to smithereens.
I love those sort of kills. You don't ever really, I mean, I guess you have to expect it. Does get a, if anything, especially at that low of time to go to be able to plant the bomb, throwing a C4 out there, being able to scare the opponent to reroute themselves, that's so huge. But getting a kill is even bigger. So very good job by University of Wisconsin, tying it up 1-1 right now, going into round 3 pretty soon here. Not too much changing on the side of Carleton University. Might be going back to that Jackal though, as they hover that one over. I don't know if they want to go over to the IQ this time around.
Yeah, potentially the Cav coming out for Banana Cat too could be a pretty big shakeup here. The Jaeger, the Legion, the Smoke, those are all consistents. We've seen Wraith kind of pop around, but Maestro seems to be what he's like. And here, Cav, now we'll see how that kind of shakes up the dynamic, because it was Valkyrie prior, but they say, hey, you know what, we had the vision we needed. Maybe let's see if just the roaming from Cav can't make the difference here. So Banana Cat is going to swap up onto that one, and we'll see exactly how they do decide to operate here. It's the first floor, I believe, for the bombs. So as far as breaching goes, there'll be the work cut out for the attacking side of Carleton here. They did opt to go back for that Jackal.
Yeah, they did get the Jackal, so that is going to reveal a little bit of information about where the enemy is at, especially with these huge roamers like Jaeger and Cav. That might actually be pivotal coming into this as they start to breach into the perimeter, the building. They are defending the area they're defending. With that being said, though, not much vision on the side of University of Wisconsin. They have the Maestro, they have the Evil Eyes. Other than that, they don't got much. Now, you can use Legion as kind of a pseudo camera. You obviously don't see people, but you can throw down quite a few traps before the enemy is able to get in, and if it goes off, you automatically know where they're at. So that is a good, telltale sign. Like I said, kind of a pseudo camera. It's definitely good information regardless. This might be what they're going for here, as we see a little bit of fire being traded already.
Yeah.
That's the Jackal getting taken low.
Yeah, he's actually chunked out, taken out of this one, but it will be revenged now over on the side by that Zofia. So we got a clean 4v4 coming through. Cav now trying to prowl the halls. We'll see if they can make anything happen with this one. It is Banana Cat ready to find somebody, but that roaming has been, a point of stress over on the side of Wisconsin already. I mean, their one-round play came from really good anchoring, I'd say. So, and the round they lost earlier, roaming related. So now they've lost another roamer. They did trade it out once, so we have an even match, all things considered. But I've got a lot of pressure on Banana Cat in this situation to really pop off with this operator. We'll see whether or not it's something that he can do.
He's waiting.
2.5 left.
He's waiting. He's just buying his time, making sure that Carleton has the time to push up. He's hiding, so he's not being noticed. Push up. Might be looking for a flank onto Carleton University as they're pushing. Try to catch them off guard. Yeah, he's gonna. Yeah, that is the thing too. He destroys his own hatch. I don't think it's gonna cause too much of an issue right now though. But he's making his way down, getting a little bit more aggressive. We're gonna see what he does with that. But you have to pull the trigger pretty soon. Get to a minute left in this round. Tied up 1-1. What University of Wisconsin does. I like that they have 3 anchors on the objective, on the bombs. Jaeger down. Cav, the only one roaming around, but we haven't seen too much from Cav outside of that little bit of fire exchange. Took a little bit of damage. Has to be careful if he's going to sneak up onto Carleton University.
Yeah, especially I think every member of Carleton University is very much aware that there's big spooky Cav running around this somewhere. Obviously, they're taking that into consideration, but are they taking too long to take things into consideration? 30 seconds left. Come down to a chaotic end to this round, a very hectic breach. We'll see if Carleton can pace that chaos the way they want to. They do have Oyaji Old Man and the Thermite ready to rock and roll there, but look at that. They clip one out and take down the Zofia here. Maestro will be picking up that kill for himself, but gets traded back. It's a 3 for 3 again. 12 seconds left. Make that 10 as Carleton find the advantage, but it gets traded back yet again. 5 left. How are they going to pull this one off? The diffuser is going down. So they do have the time just by the skin of their teeth, but now Pressure back. It's the Smoke. It's the Legion. These are good operators to try to take back. Or at least the Smoke is. And look, he finds a second one. That's going to be plenty of time. And just like that, Wisconsin go up 2-1 in the series after losing the first.
Bomb diffuser disabled.
Yeah, that is a beautiful shotgunning by the Smoke, bringing that one to the table. Not gonna go with the I think it was an SMG that he usually has. Either way, the automatic rifle, the automatic fire that he has, going with that shotgun instead, knowing that if he waits long enough, positions himself properly, more than likely the enemy is going to be low enough to be able to pump him off with one shotgun shell. Being able to do that, very nicely played. Got 2 in a row, almost immediately. Following each other, so nicely played. University of Wisconsin, they take the point lead here, 1-2 in their favor. We're gonna see if Carleton changes it up a little bit, because it looks like University of Wisconsin may have them figured out thus far.
I gotta give props to Jason on this Smoke too. He's been so integral these last 2 defensive rounds that they've won, and I think that's in no small part just due to the fact that he is really pacing out with these smoke grenades well. But then when he had to make the retake, did it to exception.
Yeah.
So Hibana and Echo are going to be our 2 6th operators this time coming through. Hibana, no shakeup there from Audley. He's been playing that one to a lot of effect, and we'll keep on that. This is the Blackbeard we saw hovered earlier. Was
a couple times.
A couple times, but we'll see what this comes out to now, because it's still an aggressive composition, but I feel like Carleton, they're trying to give themselves a little bit more wiggle room here on the side of just their peaking engagements on dealing with some of these, initial roamers or top floor defenders just on those
10 seconds left before insertion.
Beginning knocks on the door there. Carleton, they want to have an answer for that. Blackbeard might just be that answer. So we'll see whether or not Audley can live up. No, it's not Audley. Sorry, Audley's not on the Blackbeard. We'll see whether or not the Blue Balls can live up to that one. Does have the shield equipped. He's running right along.
Yeah, that shield is going to be so pivotal in these little trades, because obviously you do want to go for the headshot. Shield prevents that. Not too much, only about 2 bullets. And depending on the operator that he's going against, has about 80 health. So if you're going against an operator with only has a 25 damage or so, which I believe I didn't see what Jason, I didn't see what gun he's using. If he's using his shotgun, of course, he's just going to shoot whatever he wants in the middle and in front of him. But I know he's actually, okay, so he's bringing the, well, he has the secondary arm as well, the secondary SMG. He uses the SMG on that thing. It's going to take about 3 to 4 shots. It's going to buy him plenty of time to be able to retaliate with a headshot for Blue Balls. So, yeah, just trying to avoid getting a headshot immediately going into these aggressive plays, and I think that's something that has been happening the last couple of times. You see Carleton, they did really well in round number 1, kind of faltering in round number 2 and 3. With the University of Wisconsin, they're able to get a little bit of more stability in their play, not trade bad trades like they did in the first round. And Blackbeard, great answer for that one, but the Zofia goes down.
Yeah. Sophia, an early death all around, but look at this. They got Smoke injured. Jason, if they can kill him, if they can finish this off, that's going to be great for them, because Jason was so pivotal in their defense last time. So if there's a player you want to take out early, Jason is high on my list if I'm looking at the side of Wisconsin. So we'll see now. Look at this. Carleton, they're just coming through with the pressure here, and it seems to be working out for them thus far. The Yokai, what's it going to be spotting? Not going to matter here, because we've seen Echo in this position before. Banana Cat, that's all alone against 4. This is exactly the way round number 1 worked out, and look at that. It's the same result at the end of the day. Carleton tie the series back up. We're 2-2, and this is a viciously competitive game between these 2 teams.
And that was a beautiful use of the Blackbeard, by the way, because they used the Hibana just to make a little murder hole. Didn't want to go with a full blast hole, just a murder hole. That way his shield, his face shield, covered up everything. He could not be shot immediately. He had a little bit of reaction time that he could work with, and he just, peeked through that murder hole. Again, stayed alive because of his shield and picked off members every. I definitely picked off one. I don't know if he got another kill after that, but he definitely put a lot of pressure in that main area against University of Wisconsin. Very nice retaliation by Carleton University. They may be looking to do that again as they hover the Blackbeard and Hibana. Very nice, nice combination along with that Thatcher. Make sure that they can set up that combination as well.
Yeah, and I mean, when you find a potential hole in someone's strategy like that, You abuse that until they don't let you abuse it anymore. You just keep going back to that same spot, keep hammering that one weakness until they tighten it up, or you just win out. So we'll see whether or not this is that ability here for Carleton University. They changed things up. Wraith is going to be operating on that dock. It's a risky play because, you know, most players at a good level are just going to clean the headshot. You're not going to end up taking too much damage. But, you know, this could be an answer for, hey, look, Jason went down last time. He was potentially resable. There's a little bit of time. Doc could be the answer to fixing that problem. Jason also not going to find himself in that situation again, hopefully, if he can just position it outright. That's a mistake he can very much learn from. So all in all, it's a little bit more caution on the side of Wisconsin here. They're not as aggressive. They don't have the Cav again. They're not running, you know,
5 seconds to insertion.
Maestro anymore.
Right.
So you're going to have the Valkyrie. We'll see whether or not this slow defensive play is going to work against them, against this Blackbeard coming out now that's been a big come up in the 4th round for Carleton.
Yeah, they're just going to go with the 3 cameras from the Valkyrie. No Echo, and like you said, no Maestro either. So very limited on the vision that University of Wisconsin is bringing. And again, they do have this, the Legion, which I mentioned earlier, is kind of a pseudo information, operator with the, with his gadget, with his traps. You do know where he's gonna, where the enemy is going to be at. But yeah, the Doc, it's a little perplexing. Of course, he is going to have that ACOG, so he's going to have a little bit better time trading these long-range fights that are usually benefit the I would say benefit the attackers, but now that I think about it, he was actually on Maestro. But with that being said, one member already goes down inside of University of Wisconsin.
Yeah, it's the Valkyrie taken out and away. Banana Cat been popping all around on all sorts of operators and just really hasn't found that rhythm in this match. So taken out first, that's gonna hurt. We'll see now whether or not Jaeger can make this one happen. Comet Chicken here. See, he doesn't play like a chicken. He plays with a lot of aggression. So
yeah, that's. I don't think any of these members ever play like a chicken. They've all been playing pretty aggressive against each other.
Yeah, I mean, even with this defensive composition, you can tell the side of Wisconsin, they're ready to, you know, just get right in the face of Carleton, try to beat them at their own game, and you know, it's a little bit of a minefield they have to play through. They have to play through the Legion, they have to play through the smoke. It's not easy over on the side of Carleton. They got to worry about those Valkyrie cams as well. So it is a different type of aggression, but it's no less in your face. Simply just a slower pace to it all. Speaking of slower pace, about a minute left on the clock. Thatcher. Even up at a 4v4. That's the Thatcher taken out and away. He will not be able to make a run through this one. I believe that's Poro Panda. Could be wrong about that one, but look at that. Hibana down as well. It's traded back with 3-3. They cannot get away from each other here. No team able to pull out an advantage on the kills just yet. And 3 for 3. This is where it gets really interesting. We still have the Thermite. We have Blackbeard and Zofia on the attacking side. The Jaeger going to come up huge here. And look at this. Jason on the smoke still. That's the player that I'm concerned with the most if I am Carleton, because he came up so big twice in a row on these late defenses. This time, looks like it could potentially be no different. Carleton need to have an answer for this, and it looks like the time's still just whittling away.
Right.
I don't know what they're planning on doing.
Yeah, he's still bringing the shotgun too, Jason is. So if they get in close quarters, he is going to have a big advantage with that powerful punch as the shotgun does deliver. Now, with that being said, you're right. Oh, actually, hold on. Defuse being planted here.
Diffuser's down. That's going to be Knight locking that one for himself. Some shots are traded across, and just Carleton to come up with the advantage. Jason, it's taken down. No smoke. Means no smoke bombs. Doc down as well. Didn't really have much of an impact in that round at all. And then it was just a matter of time. Jaeger had to make the hero play, and it just did not work out for him. So that's going to be 3-2. As even as a score as you can get here at 5 rounds. And that will bring us into the side switch. It means Carleton going to be over on the defending side now, and we'll see what Wisconsin can cook up on this offense.
And you're right, I was still kind of confused about the Doc, because most of those were headshots. He did not have the opportunity to really stim pack anybody. And the best choice there is the Maestro. He does have, if you want to have a long-range ACOG defender, because he does have the cameras. You don't want to do Rook, because obviously you're getting headshot anyways. So, best choice, Maestro. But they're going to go with possibly the Doc over on the now defending side, Carleton University. We're going to see if they can prove me wrong here.
DM.
Yeah. Yeah, college kids. But we could be changing it up. But we do see Capiteo being hovered over on the side of University of Wisconsin for Death Horizon. I do like that. Another way of zoning people out. This time on the defending side, or the attacking side, I should say, with his arrows. Not to mention, it does provide a smoke screen as well. But we do have blue balls on dock for Carleton, so it's not a BM. He's gonna put faith into it and go for it.
Well, we'll see how that one does work out. This is a pretty big shift in the operators that we've seen thus far. I mean, we got the Doc sticking around, the Echo, the Legion. Sure, all that's familiar from last time. Bandit, a newcomer, Oddly will be taking that one out for us here. But look over the side of Wisconsin. They got an entirely different strategy. Really, they're not worrying about the Thermite. They're just going to say Hibana Thatcher. That's the combo we want. Then we're going to change things up drastically. We got Twitch, we got Buck, we got Cap.
5 seconds to insertion.
So we'll see what this does. It doesn't seem as aggressive as in your face as all that Carleton were wanting to play, but it still seems like just the same level of nuance and nuisance that they were able to concoct for themselves on the defending side. So we're really curious to see the way that, especially these attackers now play, because they have to, the onus is on them. They have to make the round back up that they lost. They have to come in and win out 4 of these rounds. It's only a 3-round victory that Carleton needs. So
right.
A lot of pressure now building on the side of Wisconsin. They obviously would have loved to be 1 up, if not more, coming into this, but they'll take what they can get. Thatcher going to bomb that out right quick. He's ready for it. Look at the replacement, Bandit. Making sure he's not going to worry about that a bit.
Yeah, that's actually really beautiful, because that you're going to be relying on that hard reach, because of Thatcher shutting down Bandit's battery packs or shock wires. Now your strategy has to be changed up due to the, I guess, foresight on the side of University of Wisconsin. That is so good. I'm sorry, Carleton. Carleton University. That is so nicely played by Carleton University. They're 3-2 right now. They want to keep it. They just need to play this slow. They have the advantage, being 1 up on the score. Play it slow, play their kind of game. Anything come through here as we see hard breach still trying to happen, because they still do have Thatcher on the other side, so they can, there's only so many shock wires you can put down. He still has 1 more on the side of University Carleton, but holes blown open.
It just ends up being a huge time waster. What Oddly was really able to do is the clock bleed is the most important part of all that, but actually the headshot going to be the most important part of all that. He finds Twitch. That's taken out and away. Comet Chicken will be taken out of this one. No chance to come back through that one. 1 minute and 17 seconds left on this clock, and now things a little bit more desperate for the side of Wisconsin. They know, hey, look, we had this entry strategy. It was reliant on the Hibana, the Thatcher. That wasted a ton of time. That left their Twitch vulnerable, and that's taken down. So we'll see what they can really make happen here now. They still have the Buck, still have some potential for some speed, some aggression, but see if they can put that to good use, as we're now well under a minute. And no one from Carleton has even taken damage yet. This is a tall order.
Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't seen too much of the vertical play coming out from the Buck, but he's just doing what everyone else is doing, just being a huge nuisance as he's standing on the outside right now. Capiteo, though, speaking of chess players, but there is another one going down.
2 actually that they found. Maybe some more here. Wisconsin, can they get this going? The pistol kill. Buck is popping off here, but he gets popped off himself. Carleton, 2 defenders left. It's the Bandit. It's the Jaeger. Can they make the play here? Oddly likes to think so. We'll see whether or not he can come out big in this one. He's firing the shots. It's not going to be enough to find himself a kill just yet. But look at that. Now it's all down to Oddly, the odd man out. Last man standing, that diffuser is down, and so he's got to be careful. But no, that's going to be the 6th round. Going back now over to the side of Wisconsin, and no team been able to build more than a round lead yet. We're back to a tie.
When you're 1v3, especially, 1v3 in general is hard, but when you're against a Capiteo, it is so hard to deal with a 1v3 because of how much repositioning he can force you to do. Not to mention smoke screen and keep your enemy, or your allies, from being seen. So that was a very tough position on the side of Carleton for Oddly. See if they can come back. It's now tied up, like you said, once again. This is a very competitive match. We kind of predicted that one. It was going to be competitive. Glad that the tech issues are being worked out here, because University of Wisconsin, they're showing up very hard. They want, again, they are in lower standings. They're a second from last right now in the Gamma division. They want to put themselves up into Carleton's position. Carleton, again, they are pseudo second. I say that because 3-way tie for first right now, but they're going to be relegated to 4th due to that tie. As they have 4 points, everyone in the tie has 10 points. They're inevitably going to get 4th eventually. But you can see University of Wisconsin, they want that spot. They want to up there. They want to strengthen their position in the Gamma Division right now. They're doing a great job putting it to Carleton.
Yeah, and even if Wisconsin, they don't have any playoff aspirations, there's still a potential spoiler now to the side of Carleton, who are hanging on for dear life. I don't know if there's a way that they actually could get back into that discussion.
Yeah, it depends how many games, if there's another tiebreaker or not. How the tiebreakers go in the first, you're right.
So certainly not going to be a good look for them if they do lose to Wisconsin here. They got to be thinking about that pressure as it is all coming down to the wire. We're seeing an Ash come out for the first time now over on the side of Wisconsin. They want to play that one out, and so we'll see whether or not they can make it happen. Banana Cat has been all over the place. This is easily the most ADD operator pool we've seen thus far, at least. I wouldn't say it's the deepest, just because Banana Cat really has not been popping off with any of the operators that he's been picking up thus far. I know I'm criticizing this guy pretty heavily, but it looks like he just keeps trying to find his footing on a new operator time after time after time, and it hasn't been working well. We'll see if Ash is the answer to the question that we're posing here.
Ash is one of the fastest operators in the game, along with one of the highest fragging rates as well. Very high pick rate in solo queue, so practice needs the 5v0. That's going to be detrimental to University of Wisconsin. I don't know why they keep putting that on. That must be a glitch, but we're not going to focus on too much. Ash is a highly contested pick, once again, in solo queue. Very fast, very easy to kill. But speaking of easy to kill, University of Carleton, that was with the doc. That's an ACOG, I believe.
Yeah, it's just what the doctor ordered. You say thank you for that one. Get rid of the Thatcher. That actually opens up a lot of opportunity for them. We saw the Thatcher was very consistently trying to make that one breach and didn't take no for an answer in that instance, and finally did get through. This time, not going to be an option. So they do have Hibana and Thermite, but either way, it's a lot to deal with. So ABS taken out there over by Ash. Not going to worry about this. Jason on the Thermite. Kind of been a star player already for the side of Wisconsin. We'll see now. Thermite's an operator that needs to bring a lot of aggression, needs to be able to win his shots in any battle. I mean, everyone needs to be able to win their shots, but Thermite is especially true. We'll see what he can come up with here. Still has one exothermic charge to just light through a wall. We'll see if and when he puts that to use, because it's a slow play coming out from the side of Carleton. They know, hey, look, we're all right here. We don't need to waste a lot of time. We don't need to roam around a lot. We know exactly, or they do want to waste a lot of time, sorry. They don't need to roam around a lot. They're just on this iron defense that's going to prove, I'm sure, difficult for Wisconsin to take, especially down now 2 players. As Wraith does get taken out, Hawkaboo picks up the kill for that one. Going to feel pretty good about himself, and only took a little bit of damage for it, but it's actually pretty even when you look over at the amount Jason suffered. But look at that, Banana Cat finding a kill, a pretty big one over on Poro Panda. Not going to have to worry about the Echo at this point. No Yokai, making your life a little bit difficult there. 25 seconds left on the clock. It's a 3v4. Make it a 3v3 as Wisconsin evens things back up and they get the diffuser down.
This is Carleton's last chance to be able to finish. A 3v2, 2v2 now. Thermite, he has such a low health bar, but the diffuser is planted. Now it is University of Wisconsin's time to defend. I don't know if they can do it, though.
It's just Banana Cat. It's just on this Ash and sticking right on this bomb. Running out. That could be the dangerous play because it opts into the 2v1. And just like that, oddly, again, the last man standing, but this time, no worries, does get it around, and CE puts himself up yet again. It's been the back and forth, so if the pattern holds, Wisconsin will win this next round, and then CU, and then Wisconsin, and then CU will win the game.
We have that to look forward to. yeah, that's the thing about switching. If you can keep up with that momentum, it's always going to favor the end. Whoever I think it's whoever gets the first win. Is that correct? If it keeps bouncing back and forth.
Yep.
Yeah, and then we go on to map 2. So this is interesting. It's 3-4 right now. Very tight race to that end. In Carleton, if they can get that one extra win, they can be able to possibly take control of this entire map going into the next one. But Ella being hovered over. Want to possibly can couple the Yokai with some concussive blasts, not to mention Legion. A lot of traps being possibly being thrown down if they stick with the Zella.
Yeah, and I actually like that coming out for Oddly, because he's been the last man standing in two situations now, and both rounds have been very high pressure situations. They've split them one apiece. Now coming into the basement, they know, okay, hey, look, we can have the Ella on the table here as somebody that, you know, has a lot of purchasing power as the last operator standing in a clutch retake situation. See whether or not it's something that they do find themselves in, because they may just want to put Ella on the roam, just say, hey, you get out of here, go, just find something to kill. And that's always, you know, a potential option as well. It's a little easier to roam when you're defending the basement. You kind of just get anywhere and really confuse your opponents because the breaches are so kind of spread out and scattered for this one that you almost always need to be on guard anywhere you're breaching. I mean, that's true in all of Siege, but it feels particularly so in the basement. So
Spawn peeking.
I like having the Ella here.
Yeah, I like having the Doc. The Doc actually did a little bit of spawn peek. He didn't go for a kill, but look at the damage on the side of University of Wisconsin. Just took him down. It took two members down, Twitch and Habana, down ever so slightly. There's nothing they can do to get that back. I really like that play by Blue Balls. He's been on this Doc the entire time for Carleton on the defensive side. You see he's getting a little more comfortable being able to just do little annoying things like that. And with how many traps that are on the side of Carleton, again, Concussive Blast, Yokai, and the Legion traps, every little bit helps so much, because it's only going to take a couple more shots once they start stepping on the Legion traps. I think the Legion traps, the only thing that actually does damage, but there's so much disorientation, you can pop off just a few body shots and be able to take them down after that with how much damage Blue Balls did to Twitch and Habana.
See, Blue Balls, blue side, blue operator, blue yabba dee yabba die. We'll see whether or not he can come in with the big game-winning plays this time, because he's made some really aggressive plays. I believe he was playing Thermite last time around. I think Blue Balls was the one that was Thermite.
That was
on the attacking side.
Yeah, I believe so, actually, yeah.
And so, you know, he's not afraid to get in people's faces, evidenced by that spawn peek we just saw. Clipping a little bit off of the Twitch, the Habana. We'll see whether or not these are operators that can really make their way back into this game and reciprocate some of that damage, because Comet Chicken on this Twitch, keep in mind, the entire attacking side, he's been spawn peaked for, you know, a good amount of damage, about half his health this round, and then last round he just died, just not even checking a corner, right? He just walked by, got blasted down, and there was really no help for him there. So we'll see whether the Comet Chicken can really come back around into orbiting a good position this time.
University of Wisconsin does have the IQ, so they will be able to spot out a lot of these gadgets. Very wise to bring the IQ to spot out the concussion blast, spot out the Yokai, spot out the Legion traps as well. There's so much to deal with, and it's just time wasters. This is something great that University of Carleton has been doing. Well, I guess something they've been doing great, if I want to get my sentence structure proper here. Something great they've been doing. We'll just waste the time of University of Wisconsin. IQ is going to help mitigate that a little bit, but there's still, you still have to find them, seek them out, and you still have to have IQ on the proper side, seek them out, and destroy all of the gadgets that's being thrown down by University of Carleton. So to see that, time wasters, they just now found a bomb, 20 seconds left. First kill finally goes through.
That's a big one. Second one as well. It's going to keep it 4v3 in that two-player swing. But look at that. This could be big. If Carleton can pull off this round and go 5-3, that's going to be really burdensome now for the side of Wisconsin to try to come back. And the user is going down. It's going to get locked, but dropped immediately.
Oh my
and
gosh.
Just like that, the defenders are going to win round number 8 for the first time, put themselves
Pattern's
at
broken.
more than a 1 advantage. Now we're at match point. It's all coming down to this.
And Carleton need this one to take this round, or take this map, I should say, go on to the next one. Next one going to be Oregon. Let's see how they fare on that one, but right now they are laser focused on this last one. They need this. They want this. They want to just shut this one out. They want to solidify. They want to keep their positioning, because even if University of Wisconsin are out of the Gamma division, they're just going to play spoiler. University of Carleton, they're not out of it. They still have a chance to come up and advance in this out of the Gamma division, I should say. It looks like they're going to. Oh, I'm sorry. Go on.
Oh, I was just reiterating your point. We're all
Yes.
good to go here. The Glass locking in for Wraith. Well, not locked in yet, but if they do opt for the Glass, that'd be something I would be very interested in seeing. I mean, we saw Iowa State pick up Glass last weekend. It was on Oregon, and just
very well.
Gave them hell, right? It was
Yeah.
such a burden for the side of UNAM to deal with. We'll see if Wraith can, live up to a similar expectation there.
Yeah, we're on Clubhouse this time around. We are on Oregon next. I am anxious to see if they use the
Defenders,
Glaz
protect
next,
your
and we'll
bomb
get to that.
defused
I
by
want to get
attackers.
a little bit more into Glaz if he's picked it on Oregon whenever we get to that point. But for now, we're going to look at this one because they decided not to take the Ella on the side of University of Carleton. Not going to use that big waste your time sort of combo they had. They're going to go with the Bandit, which, in his own right actually is a big time waster too, especially with the way he used it the first round, where he was very conscious of where Thatcher was going to be throwing out those EMP grenades. Whenever he threw one out, oddly, I think it was Oddly still who was using them before, just threw down another shock wire.
10 seconds left before
You're going to
insertion.
deactivate the first one? No worries. I got 2 more. I'll just throw another one down. That's
5
essentially what he was
seconds to go.
doing and wasting the entire time of Habana on the side of University of Wisconsin.
Attackers
So we're
have
going to see if they
recovered
can do
their
that this time
Separate
around, because
objective is
wasting
to defuse
time
the
so
bomb.
far has been University of Carleton's specialty on the enemy
Ooh.
side. But, oh, they picked up the
Wow.
dock. No spawn peeking this time.
Yeah, no, hey, say, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. No surprises there now for the side of Wisconsin. They're ready to play this one out, rock and roll on through. And so that's going to be a pretty big pickup for them now, just knowing that, hey, look, this game is down against the wire. It's probably a little bit stressful, but that might just give them the mental fortitude boost that they need to rock this one on through. They know they can play a little bit more aggressive. Hey, one of the early roamers is down. We're not as afraid to just play this one in and ready to blast this one through. Thermite should just get this one down. There is no Oddly play just to keep locking this one through. So they'll be breaching and effectively all inside this clubhouse within the first minute, and that's pretty big now for the side of Wisconsin, especially some of those health bars starting to take some damage now over for Carleton.
Yeah, Wisconsin playing their game, the aggressive game, not going to let their time be wasted in this round. We already see blue balls going down. That spawn peak, very well scouted this time around by University of Wisconsin. And once again, I'm going to mention it one more time, University of Wisconsin, they do so well at wasting time. But if they're being thrown off their game, forced to play University of Wisconsin's game, then they may be able to bring this to a 5-4. We're going to see if University of Wisconsin can pull it out right now. No other kills have went down besides that spawn peak, though.
Hey, that's the good news for Carleton as well, right? Is that even if they lose this one, hey, they've got the round pad. They're not as freaked out about it. That's the importance of buying themselves that last round instead of, they could be locked up here 4-4 still. So 5-3 is going to feel pretty good for them. This is Glaz peeking in. Wraith trying to act like a phantom and finds the headshot in the mist. That's going to be huge, as now the Thermite planting the bomb there, getting ready to go. Banana Cat, what are you going to be able to play off here on this Sophia, trying to make play for yourself, and twitch shots as well. By the Comet Chicken, we're locking this one on down. It's a 2v4. It's Oddly left now, Jaeger as well. There's Oyaji Old Man trying to make a little bit of a name for himself, and this one does so with a pretty big kill coming up now. Defuser's about halfway ticked down, so it's a tall order now, especially for Old Man. He's all alone in this situation. He's got to make a play soon, because there's just no right answer when there's 3 members left. He's got the time waster behind him, goes for the aggressive play out the window, but it does not come up. And Wisconsin stay alive by a round.
It's such a difficult position when it's 1v2, 1v3, and the enemy knows exactly where you're at. They peeked him through the window, fired at him. He had no choice but to go out, try to be able to pick up a kill, and possibly hide around the wall. Because at that point, they already know where you're at, so it doesn't matter if you're outside being revealed by the game mechanics. So that's about all he could do. Nicely played. I guess a valiant effort, I should say, by Old Man, as we go to a possible tie pretty soon if University of Wisconsin can get this one. They are 5-4. They're going a little bit more aggressive, possibly, again, on the side of University of Wisconsin with Blackbeard and Ash.
We'll see if they can take this one all 11 rounds. Wisconsin would like to keep that dream alive. The Blackbeard swapped out for the Glaz, and a little bit of a surprise snafu there. And so we'll see if they do make any adjustments on the side of Carleton. They say, hey, no, we know potentially not this Blackbeard, but we're not as worried about that at the end of the day. So ready to do everything they can here to make sure that this one stays moving the right direction. Pyramid's coming out. Poro Panda here on the defense. What's he going to be able to come up with this round? Because this is a player I want to see a little bit more of.
I'm anxious to see what Blue Balls does here. Blue Balls can easily determine the game this round, or cost his team the round with the spawn peeking. He could just completely not spawn peek and just completely throw that off the board, not have to worry about it. And then he'd stay safe, be with his team. That'd be 5v5. Or he could spawn peek, possibly get a kill, but also die, maybe even throw.
Either way, we'll see what they do come up with here, because this has the potential to be the last round, or send us to a tie that would decide everything there. Round number 10, always an important one in Siege. See whether or not Wisconsin can stay alive, because that would mean they'd have 3 wins in a row to battle back if they want to win this. That's more than any we've seen thus far. It's a bigger shift. I mean, the craziest consecutive number of rounds thus far has been 2. So they really would have to up the ante in this situation, and both teams having a pretty good respective read on one another. So see if Carleton is mentally breaking down, or if this is Wisconsin building up the momentum they need. It's a couple pre-shots there, but nothing's going to exactly lock down where it needs to, almost, but just not enough. That's going to be troublesome for this Thatcher, but he's not out yet.
It's a little troublesome for Blue Balls, but this is the advantage of running the Doc ACOG on the defense side, because, not defense side as if you had a choice, but you trade fire with him, he's going to stim pack himself. He's already back to full health. Thatcher, he's definitely not. Big advantage over the side of University of Carleton right now. And I like that. Again, Blue Balls, he did not do that spawn peeking. I like that. Playing it safe. It's the last round. Their team needs this so bad.
Yeah, you really can't afford to mess around with this one too much, and having the victory just going into this, meaning the worst they could do is tie. No. It's going to be pretty big, but look at that. That's a pretty big lockdown. The 4 for 4 thus far, but it's answered back immediately as well. They're going to be feeling pretty good about this one. Wisconsin, though, yet drop down. Blue Balls is not messing around with this particular game.
Health bar's low. University of Wisconsin, though, they traded quite a bit for all that. I mean, they traded lives, obviously, but they also traded a lot of the health bars. Thatcher, he's low. Ash is low. Still getting more aggression.
Oh, man, yeah, it's down now just to these 2 operators on the side of Carleton. Can they make it happen? There's the 2v2. It's all even up now. Legion, though.
Oh, my God.
The plays. It's now just down to the Thatcher. Can he make any of this happen? He took so much damage in the early round. Poro Panda is actually down. I don't know if he's aware of that information. They might just try to get him up. The diffuser not been planted yet. So that's a pretty big deal if you are now the last surviving member on Wisconsin. The shots will give away his position. It's not as if Carleton didn't already know, but look at that. He does clean up Poro Panda. It's now just Akabu here, down to the 1v1 in what can be the clutch play coming out from Carleton, the game winner, or just staying alive.
Oh, he's planting it on the other side of the wall.
They've got his position marked as well. He's just going to go for it.
Oh, my God.
That's round 10. Are you kidding me?
What a beautiful play.
They were not ready for that.
Death Horizon, with the knowledge there, knew that he could plant it on the other side of the wall, outside of the vision of the. I think that was a Jaeger. I don't even remember who was the last member there. But
Legion.
Thank you, Legion. Last member Legion able to plant it outside of his range of sight, and then knew that at least figured that Legion was going to assume that he was going to stay back and not get aggressive, but he turned it on its head, turned that strategy on its head, went straight aggressive, threw him off guard, got the kill. Now we're tied up. Very beautiful play on the side of University of Wisconsin.
So this is where it gets interesting. This is where things get tough, because we do have to discuss something. This is Carleton's map pick, right? Yeah. This is the one they wanted out of it, everything that was left on the table. If they lose their map pick, they do now have to play with their back against the wall against UWM on UWM's map pick. Now that means they will get the advantage of defending first, but in this game it's not really an advantage, because both teams have won equal amounts of rounds on both sides. That's going to be a very tricky situation they're all finding themselves in now.
Yeah, we've seen the pressure build up on both sides, and seeing which team deals with it a little bit better is it's definitely going to be the game breaker here, or I guess the game changer, game maker for the person who's actually dealing with it properly. Yeah,
all of those are accurate. The game
those
is,
are
is
I
a
love
fluid
not
state
being.
of many things.
I love being right, and if I say 3 right things in a row,
5
then
seconds
what
left
could go
before
wrong?
insertion.
With that
Combo.
being,
Bonus points, right?
with that being said, you're right.
Attackers have
Going on to
recovered their
Oregon,
diffuser.
that's
Attackers' objective
yeah.
is to
Again,
locate a bomb
like you
and
mentioned,
defuse it.
University of Wisconsin's map. They will, theoretically, and the mental advantage have mental side of things have the advantage. This is something that they want to be able to close out. Carleton, they don't want to lose their own map going into the next one.
We'll see whether or not it comes
5v0.
down. 5 versus 0. Hey, if that's the play, Carleton feel pretty good about that one, but bugs aren't going to save you this time. You do actually have to win the round on your own merit, unfortunately. No easy cop-outs this time, so we'll see whether or not it's something that Carleton has the capacity to do. Keep in mind, no team has won more than 2 rounds in a row at this point. If we're going by the patterns alone, this round should be Carleton's to take away. But what better way to break off old habits than with a 3 in a row to sweep back and take the game for Wisconsin?
This is going to be so interesting. You see blue balls once again not doing the spawn peeking, and I do like the Twitch use. Going to just slide in there. Got a gadget here and there.
A lot more time wasted this time around.
Yeah, I mean they're down to a minute 40. There's still plenty, a minute 45, I should say. There's still plenty of time to work with, but when you have when you're going against a Legion, going against an Ella, going against a Echo, you have the Yokai, you have to make use of this time. So all these sort of obstacles University of Carleton's bringing might spell doom for University of Wisconsin.
Half the round time already expired here. 5-5, of course, the score. For any of our visually impaired viewers at home, it's right there in bold letters. Numbers, I should say.
And that's a beautiful thing about broadcasting. We do cater to all audiences, no matter what. So there you go.
In this case, this audience gets to hear about another 5v0 glitch as the clock is just ticking down, but there's the first opening frag, and it is Carleton that picks it up. UWM also dropping the diffuser there.
Oh, that is
That could be huge.
A bomb has been located.
Now you know exactly where University of Wisconsin have to go unless they just go out for straight frags, which, is risky because you're anchoring. You have all the vision with the Echo and the cameras and
That's
more
another
kills. Whew, this is what I'm talking about.
Lane back, 4v3. It's not out of this one yet for Wisconsin, but it is a lot harder now. 30 seconds left on the clock. They've got the glass, they got the thermite, they got the Twitch. It's an odd group. Really around. They're going to try anyway. Oddly, though, coming up with a huge kill on that Ella does get answered back. This time things are a little tough. It's a 2v2, though. Only 10 seconds left. The time is on the side of Carleton, but the diffuser is going down. They have to make an answer to this one and do it quickly. That's a drop in from Oddly, but he doesn't make it. 3 seconds left on the clock. The diffuser is going to go down on this one. And now it is all over. But the defenders, the diffuser didn't go down in time. Are you kidding me?
No,
Carleton
they
won.
canceled it. No, it was the Yokai. The Yokai canceled it. You can cancel diffusing with the Yokai.
Oh my goodness.
Beautiful use.
Hard-fought victory is apt there. Carleton, by the skin of their teeth, in a deficit in a round that they maybe shouldn't have won. In a 2v1, the Yokai comes up so clutch, and they barely pull out the first map. It was their map pick, and man alive, they just scraped by with it.
Poro Panda turning himself to an instant MVP in that last round. So beautiful. That is why it's sometimes advantageous. Some people don't do it. They want to throw the Yokai out into entry points to be able to see the enemy coming. But sometimes it's good if you know the bomb that they're going to go to, throw the Yokai right above that bomb, because the Yokai concussion blast interrupts, obviously, as you just saw, interrupts diffusing. Beautiful play by Poro Panda. University of Carleton coming out with that one.
We're going to see whether or not these players need a little bit of a break after that round to kind of recompose themselves, or if they are just going to rock right back into it. But 5 minutes sounds good to both sides. They want to catch their breath, so we will oblige them with that. And man, I feel like I need to catch my breath after some of that. That was an intense play coming out from both of those sides.
I love clutch plays like that. That is the sort of thing. That's one of the reasons why I love broadcasting so much. They don't happen all the time. I feel like they happen a little bit more often in Siege because everything goes so quickly. But that was such a clutch play. I love plays like that. Yokai, it's just like little mechanics. affecting the entire round. Yokai being able to, break up diffusing like that. Beautiful, beautiful play coming out from University of Carleton. But yeah, 5-minute break. We're going to go into Oregon pretty soon. Oregon, this is the map of choice by University of Wisconsin. So they're going to, technically, theoretically, I won't say technically, theoretically, have a home field advantage as they're the one that picked this one. But University of Carleton, they are putting the pressure on in that map 1.
With that, I believe we're going to go to a little bit of a break ourselves and rejoin you just as these teams are ready to start rocking and rolling on through. For those of you that may have joined us in the middle of this, my name is Kyle Corvus Crow. I'm joined by Joshua Feck as Quest, and our two competing teams, Carleton University and University of Wisconsin, just played a round of bloody knuckles, and Carleton edged out by the slightest margin. We'll see now whether or not they can keep that momentum up, because game number 2, Oregon, is coming up in just a few minutes. Well, thank you for sticking around through the break, ladies and gentlemen. Just on the cusp of game number 2 now, it will be Oregon. The sides are staying the same, but the pick, no huge surprises here. Means that CU, Carleton University, do get to pick their side first. They're going to opt to defend first, much as Wisconsin opted to defend first last time. We'll see if Wisconsin, on their map pick, have the attacking strategy to get out to an early lead and try to take this one away, or if Carleton, off the momentum of their barely taken away win, will be able to just shut this one out.
Yeah, it's been neck and neck right now. We're gonna, thus far, I should say, we're gonna see what they decide to ban out on side of Carleton University. Like I might be calling them University of Carleton. It's Carleton University. It's CU. They're gonna ban out the Habana, take out one of the hard breachers, the long-range hard breacher, way on this on the Oregon map.
I don't think Habana missed a round last game. Both teams just played her as much as they could. So we'll see how this affects the game, because that's a pretty big shakeup, and potentially with Jackal off the table as well now, that leaves the door open. We have Lion on this map, right? That's going to be something big. We have as well, Maverick was banned away as the attacker last time. So
yes,
This is a pretty big shakeup, all things considered. I mean, we saw Jackal get through. No one did anything with him. So here's Mira out again. No surprises there. Clash as the last one would be pretty standard, but we'll see if Carleton are just trying to shake things up here some more.
Jackal was used, I think, maybe twice last round. Carleton University used him both times, and I think got one win, one loss with them. Habana, almost picked every time. There was a little bit in the very end there when University of Wisconsin was not picking the Habana, but the Clash was banned last time around, so we're not going to see a Clash this entire night. And in regards to these two colleges, these two schools going against each other, Clash just going to be a standard ban thus far. So far in the collegiate scene, I believe it was also banned quite a bit last week as well.
That's correct. Yeah, we didn't see any of it come out this time. Opting for the smoke, the Maestro as well, 2 change-ups. Blue balls and oddly not sticking to that Ella, not sticking to the Doc. They'll bring 2 new contenders to the table here, barring any last-minute switches here in the 6th pick. Lion as well. Looks like Comet Chicken wants to take advantage of that one. I don't blame him. And Wraith was on the glass last time. He's putting that one up for negotiation at this point. Says, hey, we may swap that one around. IQ could be the better pick, but it's not locked in yet. Yes, it is now official. So we'll see how this one does all come together.
We've seen how well the Lion does on it just in any map, really. I mean, Lion is an all-around versatile operator in the first place. We saw how well he performed last week. We're going to see if University of Wisconsin can replicate that. Bringing the Lion this time, first team attacking. And we also saw how well the Glass did. Now, we're not going to see it. It was teased, but we're not going to see it this time around. Now, with that being said, I do kind of like the smoke being brought out here on the side of Carleton University. Last game, we saw a lot of time wasting from them. Ella instead of the smoke. They stuck with the Legion, stuck with the Yokai, the Echo's Yokai. But
5 seconds left.
with smoke, obviously they're not traps. More like
Attackers have recovered their
if you know where they're going to go, or if they're in the vicinity, you can play around the bombs a little bit better than you can with like an Ella, because again, those are pre-placed. The smoke bombs, you got to choose where they're placed and then detonate them immediately after that. So might be playing a little bit of chess this time around. I guess real-time chess rather than predetermined chess, where you try to guide everyone through or try to get the enemy team to walk into your traps. Just try to reposition them as they're planting possibly this time around.
Could you imagine chess in real time, like not turn-based chess?
Well, we're kind of watching it, so I mean, this is pretty neck and neck. This is essentially that's probably the closest we'll get to real-time chess.
I mean, yeah. I mean, realistically, if you're just keeping track of total rounds,
yeah,
Carleton only leads the series by 1 round right now.
It's been very intense thus far, and I don't think it's going to slow down on Oregon. Oregon is a extremely popular map, especially for collegiate play. So we're going to see how both these teams react to it. Remember, it is University of Wisconsin's pick, so again, theoretically, they have the home field advantage here, but it's not going to matter because Carleton University already get the first kill out of this one.
Yeah, that's going to be taking out Legion. Hakabu taking out the first one there, and IQ. A pretty big loss this early on into the round. IQ is one of the ones you want going later. You can maybe sacrifice the Ash. You can maybe sacrifice the Thermite, or I'm sorry, the Thatcher. You want to keep the Thermite as much as you can, but losing the IQ there, that's going to sting just a tick. Speaking of stinging, the Legion line as well, causing some troubles, but there is the breach. The Lion coming down as well. We'll see whether or not this is the pacing. We'll see if this is the reason it's been so heavily banned out, but nothing on the first charge. Has one more.
And last week we saw that being used where they knew exactly where the enemy was going to be, so they used the tracker to be able to keep them there, make sure they didn't move, and then pre-fire as they turn a corner. As we see these Legion traps causing so much trouble, so much annoyance, quite literally a thorn in the side of the University of Wisconsin as they're trying to break down into this basement. Just run into all sorts of obstacles, and of course they don't have the IQ, and that's one of the big disadvantages of that one going down so quickly, but they do get a kill finally from the Jaeger.
Yeah, and pretty big coming up for Comet Chicken too, but the Lion has not died yet.
Oh, beautiful!
Necessary part, but look at this. I mean, holy cow! The Banana is just tearing through these defenders. Finds it
Banana
all with a
Cat!
knife in the back at the end of the round. And Banana
Dear
Cat
Lord.
says, Oregon is my turf. Y'all best be stepping along. Comes out with a decisive first round.
Did he ace them? I don't remember who got the first kill. No,
Ooh,
it
that's
was
a good
Legion. It was
question.
Legion. Yeah, no, it was Hakabu who got the first kill, almost acing the entirety of University of Wisconsin within like 10 seconds. He just went on a rampage, got one kill right after another, domino affected them, and then Carleton University thrown off their guard. They didn't know where he was coming from. As you saw, the last one was a knife to the back, meaning he caught the last member of Carleton completely by surprise.
Yeah, and I mean, Carleton really did not have an answer for that one. So, Old Man Blue Balls, Panda, oddly, all a little shaken up there. Hakabu, the only one that could say, hey, look, you know what? That round went okay, I guess. The rest of Carleton here have some things to tighten up. They're not going to opt to change their composition too much here. So we'll see whether or not that does say, hey, look, it's something, we just messed up the execution, but the comp was solid. Both teams going to opt for the exact same thing, except for Wraith, who died early on that IQ, says, don't need the IQ anymore. I'll play the Doke.
The Doke, of course, giving away the positions of the enemy. It doesn't come up on the radar. It's not like the tracking of Lion, where you actually see the outline through the wall. The Doke vibration of the cell phone, I think they call it the virus. That's just going to give away the positioning through audio senses only. So you have to know exactly where they're at. Or I'm sorry, you don't have to know exactly where they're at, but you're going to be able to get a good idea of where they're at through the cell phone vibration. And that could play a huge, especially combining that with Lion's tracking gadget.
I think if I were assigned to a World Elite counterterrorism unit and had gone through just months and months, if not years, of just training for moments exactly like this, I might leave my cell phone at home.
I would not bring my cell phone. I would not bring my cell phone, and it would be a closed circuit. I've seen James Bond. It'd be a closed circuit wristwatch with a laser, and that would be it. It's not big enough to cause enough vibration to give your position away. That's ridiculous. And by the way, these are standard issue government cell phones. As you notice, they're all the exact same.
Yeah, that's pretty fair, actually.
I don't know what year this takes place in, but there may be a government overlord here coming in play, like a big brother.
It spans multiple governments, so.
Yeah, that's true. It might just be one world government. They just keep retaining the old factions.
You know what I want to know is who is that cell phone supplier? Because that guy is really rolling in it.
Yeah,
one government contract would take care of you for life.
I don't know.
Like 15, 20 government contracts, man, you're all right at that point.
I don't know if I want that though. They can obviously be hacked.
Yeah, that is true, right? And so.
Yeah, we should probably talk about the game.
Yeah, I feel like we are talking about the game.
We are actually. It is a one world government. They are attacking each other. It's actually a giant training exercise, but we do see the Lion gadget coming in. Not going to be revealing anything, but again, we're just seeing so much annoyance coming out from Carleton University with those Legion traps, and not to mention smoke now, just causing such a headache. Not going to be able to see through those, and also stopping them in their tracks.
Yeah, Legion and smoke was a huge part, too, of Wisconsin's strategy on the defense last time, so I don't know whether or not this is just a really similar playstyle from Carleton, or they're taking a page out of their opponent's book and saying, hey, look, we know you like to play it because you don't like to play against it.
Right.
So we'll see whether or not that's something that they can really make happen here. They bled a lot of time off the clock. We're sub 1 minute. No frags gone down just yet. Caster Curse actually is Lion. Finds himself the first one there. Comet Chicken. He'll pick that one up for himself, and now with the Lion Breach as well, this could be the time. They're looking to plant the diffuser. It's a smart time to do it. They know they can be
Yokai.
That's Hakabu. He's taken down. Not out just yet. And look, there's the kill coming through. 2.5. That's another injury now over. It's all down to Maestro. And look at this attack coming out from Wisconsin. They are ready to play this one. They are not scared to get their hands dirty here.
My goodness. Yeah, I think we're seeing why they picked Oregon. They are dominating on this map.
Blue Balls finds himself a kill, but that phone vibrating not going to be worth it. That's another one picked up, but yeah, you can't ace them all, especially not while your phone's popping off and the diffuser's down. It's just too tall an order there. So that's basement. Both times we've seen it now. Similar results. We'll see if somewhere else on the map might be the key to getting some rounds here for Carleton, or if Wisconsin can just force yet another tie and keep those points ever so low for Carleton.
Yeah. Last man standing as an Echo. I was kind of a catch-22 because, yeah, you can use the yokai to keep them from planting, but at the same time, that means that you're on your cameras. On your cameras, which means you're not moving. And especially when you're going against a Doke, that means they can just pop you out your position, no problem with that with the cell phone virus. So it's a very sticky situation for the Echo, and I like the way University of Wisconsin is countering it. Now, with that being said, Glaz, he is hovered over. I want to see a Glaz because there was so much innovation, or ingenuity, I should say, from a Glaz last week, but they're going to go back to the Doke, and I believe that's the same comp they ran just last round.
Let's take a look at that. We got the Ash, the Lion, Patrick, Thermite, and Doke. Yep, Lockstock and Daryl, same composition as last time. This time, over on the side of Carleton, there's the change-up. We're swapping out, believe that's Maestro coming out now for Doc. And we will lose the smoke to the Ella as well, but otherwise things stay consistent there. Oddly, had some good luck on this Ella beforehand. I'd like them to return to it. Blue balls as well on this Duck. Hey, look, the Maestro wasn't really for me. The Evil Eye wasn't working out. The Doc, it's not the pick doesn't make the most sense, but it doesn't need to if it's the comfort pick. If it's what you can land your headshots on and just cause a nuisance to the enemy team, then who are we to question?
Yeah, you might just feel better with the overall feel of Doc's weaponry instead of Maestro's, who has a lot more heavy weaponry. So I think it's a light machine gun. So it might just feel better overall using that MP5. I think it's an MP5K. And going to be able to possibly... I don't think he's not spawn peeking this time around, though. We do hear firing. That might just be against the drones. As we see Ash being the first one. Banana Cat, MVP thus far.
Yeah, holy cow.
Being a little bit of a nuisance to try and break in there. Possibly scout out where the enemy's at.
Swapping mags!
This is got to be a lot of pressure now on the side of Carleton University. Looks like got their work cut out for them for sure. 2 rounds down. It's something they battled back from last time, still being... Oh, then there were 2 rounds down, but they still broke a 2-round momentum. They actually won them the game in a pinch. We'll see now if this is the first time that any team wins more than just 2 in a row, or we go back to this constant tug of war, this back and forth arm wrestle that we've seen between these two teams, if that will prolong. But it's going to require a little bit of a strength surgence on the side of Carleton. Not seeing a lot that gives me a ton of confidence in them thus far. In a different room, maybe different playout, different operators. These are the changes that we want to see. Now it just comes down to the execution. Still 2 Lion charges. We'll see when they do decide to pop those. Comet Chicken using them to large effect. Both bombs now. Places known. Thermite, though, look at that. The yellow concussion's making his life hard.
Gotta kill.
Knock him on through, but he is okay regardless. Another one down for Carleton. They've not been in good position there. 3v5 for these. This is a tough situation.
Logic bombs
are going off.
Yeah. Oh, I looked it up. Logic bomb. That is called a logic bomb technique. I still want to call it cell phone virus.
Reload.
The newcomers, it's a lot easier to translate, but we have another kill. The University of Wisconsin.
That gets the wall several times, and that time, I mean, the wall gets painted a lovely shade of red. Oddly, only one could potentially bring this round back, but it does not seem likely. That cell phone going off. Attackers are pre-firing that wall. The goes down. This just went to impossible standard now. 3 rounds won for UWM, and they were not kidding when they chose this map. They knew exactly what they were going to do and how to play it. And keep in mind, in just 2 more rounds, they'll be swapping over to the defense themselves.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see how they do on defense. They're performing so well on the attacking side, defending. I'm really anxious to see if they can replicate that on that side. Now, with that being said, I want to go over to the Gamma Division brackets right now because Carleton University, they've only won 1 match thus far this season. They've drawn 1, won 1, lost 2. They don't want to get a second draw. University of Wisconsin, Madison, though, like I said, they could be playing spoiler here if they can make Carleton get a draw, because Carleton University tied for 4th, overall, again with the tiebreakers, with the top 3 teams. They are tied for 4th with University of Minnesota Duluth, which could bode very well. You know that they have to be watching this game right now because this is going to determine if Carleton University loses Oregon, it means they're going to draw. That means if University of Minnesota Duluth can win their next two maps, or win their next game, they could pull ahead and secure themselves a 4th place spot above Carleton. So this is pretty huge for the Gamma Division mid-tier right now.
That's something I always like to touch on, too. Outside of the brackets, most games that we see in collegiate esports never make it to stream. Most games that are played in collegiate esports, they happen, off stream.
There's so many.
The 10 players. Yeah, it's just a flood of games. We're not to the level of infrastructure like the NCAA where we just can have a broadcast team on every single one of these out here, like it's football or something. Hopefully one day, though, right?
Soon.
But TM. But with that, anytime a team plays on stream, that's something that I like to take very seriously. But I can't imagine how seriously these players have to take it. Right? This footage is forever. This is going to be potentially for some teams the only time they're going to play, a casted game, a game in league that other people are going to be watching.
All right.
For some of these players, that's lock, stock, and barrel, and they do it all the time. But pressure's on. Sure, there are bracket implications. For teams like these that are lower in the brackets that aren't part of that three-way tie for first discussion right now, this has to be one of the more important matches they've played, if only because people are out here watching, right?
Of course, yeah. You want to do you obviously want to do the best you can, but whenever it's a a do or die situation, like we were talking about, University of Wisconsin might just be playing spoiler, but Carleton, they're still very much alive, so they want to be able to come back, pull that miracle story, get themselves past the Gamma Division, as we see them finally. University of Wisconsin once again getting the kills first off.
Yeah, they've not been slouching on that at all. So. It is a knock, but it's well enough outside that they should be able to resurrect their fallen compatriot here on the side of University of Wisconsin. We'll see whether or not that does come through. It's already a 2v5, though. It can happen without Thatcher. It's a take it or leave it at this point because I feel like they've just got so much pressure. They're like, hey, look, we'll get you up, but we're busy getting kills in the meantime. Down to a 1v5. And once again, Hakubu in the impossible situation does not clutch it out. Round 4 won immediately. Wisconsin displaying such a deep understanding of this map compared to their opponents.
Not one falling. Down but not out, not counting it. Not one of them dying on the side of University of Wisconsin. They're actually getting better at this map, which is pretty incredible. As we approach I think this is the fifth round now.
Last one before the side switch.
0-4, yeah. University of Wisconsin just running away with this one. They've stayed very true with the Doke, the Lion, Ash, and Thermite. Let's see if they run that again. Thatcher as well. Yeah, Thatcher to keep Thermite to allow the Thermite to bust in, disable anything coming in the way that Carleton University able to throw out, but. As you can see, they're going with that Vigil this time. Vigil, not really going to go with any of the more annoying more annoying operators like the Ella or even the Maestro. They're bringing the Doc this time around as well. Blue Ball's not performing well on the Doc either, though he is getting some shots. They're not enough. So backs against the wall for Carleton University.
This is where, when you back an animal into a corner, the teeth come out, the ears go back, and you're going to see the most vicious iteration of that. But I wonder if the spirit is not just broken here for Carleton. They've been giving up rounds, and it's been more convincing for the side of Wisconsin. They've been building the momentum round by round by round. Each one looks a little bit better than the last thus far. So that has to put a huge mental toll on the side. Carleton here, that has to make sure that, hey, look, they're in trouble. They ideally like to win one. Oh, wow. Okay, Blue Ball's looking for the spawn peak off the rip. Not going to find it this time. And does
walk right up there.
Yeah, he was ready for that. If they can win this round, if they can take away just one round on this phase, at least they've got that one padding coming in to the side swap there. They know they can at least drop one round on the side swap. So this becomes a fairly critical win. Because if not for this one, it's do or die the rest of this series.
So something similar to we saw last week. Did not think we were going to see that at all this time around. It's been very neck and neck on the map number 1, but that just shows. Even University of Wisconsin, they obviously, I guess we're not as comfortable on the first map. Obviously, they're very comfortable on this map, but it just shows you how well they can play when they are in their element, when they're in their zone. They're definitely in the zone on Oregon right now. And it's went from a competitive game to a very lopsided game as we see Visual oddly trying to get a kill here, but he's spotted out, and now Banana Cat doing what he does and taking a kill. First one of the game. That one's going to go onto the Visual. Yeah, with the pistol at that.
There's at least one answered back, keeping us at a 4 for 4 right now, and so Carleton keeping this round alive and even. See whether or not Banana Cat ready to keep making those clutch plays, ready to keep just shifting the pace of this game. We still have the action, still have the Lion. Both of those very important, but look, that's another takeaway as Carleton takes a kill lead for the first time this map.
Attackers have
This
located
might be a
bomb.
little bit of spark for them. See if they can keep it going. As we do have, we do have blue balls on dock, so any little damage that's being put onto the side of Carleton University, as long as they're close to blue balls, they can get it stim packed. Something we just saw them shoot himself. Yeah. You can get a little bit of a boost as well, as that's the mechanic of the stim pack. Give yourself, if you're full health, give yourself a little bit of extra health, that blue bar health. Something that hasn't been seen too much, so you want to be able to use it in an emergency instead of a
Attackers recovered the
reassurance.
diffuser.
Because one headshot's going to wipe out that blue bar anyway,
Attackers
so
bomb diffuser has been
that's
dropped.
one of the reasons why you don't see it too often, but we do see University of Wisconsin playing a little bit more cautiously this time around and making a mistake getting too aggressive.
That's going to be a death now coming out. Yeah, things are looking good. It's only Comet Chicken, and the defenders do come up big in round number 5 just before the side switch there. Just to get ready. Hey, look, we can reset now. We can maybe mentally play this one out. We got to attack. And I'll tell you, UWM laid out a great template for them. They said, hey, if you're going to attack, this is how it's done. I actually want to see the scoreboard in a second here because I want to see how many deaths we have over for the side of Banana Cat there. And just 2. 1 for Jason and 1 for Death Horizon there. Really low death game coming out for these guys.
Yeah, not often you go, so 5 rounds and not have a single death. That's impressive. Comet Chicken and Jason being very careful not to die. Still getting kills though. Yeah, still getting kills. Comet Chicken is, I think it said he had 6 kills still. So he's not only not dying, he's still picking apart members of Carleton University. But like you said, template laid out. Not going to be followed, though. Lion is picked up, Thermite picked up, but they're going to switch up with the Blackbeard, the Twitch, and the Zofia on the side, the attacking side now, Carleton University.
Well, we'll see if they can make the run out through. It'll be a little tricky.
Yeah, we actually have a castle this time around, so I'm going to be denying a lot of those, I guess, pre-fires in, especially if they're on the 2nd floor. You can get up onto a truck. I think it's I believe it's over on the construction side. I actually don't remember exactly, but you can get up on a truck, and this is why we saw it last week. Glaz did this very well. You can do it with anybody with an ACOG, and of course everyone attacking is going to be using an ACOG. But no, I'm sorry, it's not construction site. It's junk. I believe it's a junkyard. You can do this at. You can get up on the truck and actually pre-fire, like we see Poro Panda kind of zooming in right now in that big area. I forget what it's called. It's the children's. I think it's a children's room.
Children's bedroom, yeah.
Yeah. One of the kids' room, and we saw kills coming out before the attackers last week even got to the house in Oregon, just by that pre-fire. They were using Glaz at the time, but you can do it with anyone with an ACOG, of course. And Castle just going to completely deny that.
Deny. That's a big shot coming out to deny. Carleton, a little bit of priority on this one. They do get taken out, and that's not the way you want to start your round. Losing your Twitch, not the worst thing in the world, but, hey, not easy to play around out 4v5 when the onus of attacking is on you. That clock is always going to be in the favor of the defending side, and that means Wisconsin do have the advantage just this time around. The Legion will get healed up. Doc says, what are bullet wounds? We'll shoot you with something else.
Stim pack so helpful if you're not going to be headshot. And that's going to be great whenever you're Carleton University. But of course, you have to avoid headshots, and that is something that University of Carleton has been not allowing. I'm sorry, University of Wisconsin has not been allowing Carleton University to be doing here. So
they shoot you to death, I'll shoot you back to life. That's how that works.
Yeah.
This time around now, a little tricky here. You can tell there's a lot of hesitation from the side of Carleton, but they're getting ready to pop with the thermite open, and then they do answer a couple kills back actually to find themselves a score lead again, at least on kill board here. Dishing out a few more deaths to the side of Wisconsin. We were just praising their low death game. This time around, Carleton say, hey, look, we're bringing the aggression, we're bringing the heat. It's something that they did in the first map on the attacking side. They really focused on the aggressive attacking side, and look at that. That is the beauty of the Blackbeard there. What would have been almost certainly a kill for the side of Wisconsin turned back around and answered with vigor. This could be a huge pickup if he can get it, but actually gets traded back down. And just like that, Carleton planted the diffuser. It's a 4v1, 3v1 now. It's all down to Castle, but Jason can't make it happen. The attackers win round 6. All of a sudden, there's only 2 separating us here now. It's Carleton University have found 2 back on the board.
This almost seems like a seesaw matchup. I mean, obviously the first map was. The second map seemed like it was going to be very lopsided, but we see Carleton University on the attacking side coming up, like you said, 2 rounds spreading these two right now. 2-4 in favor of University of Wisconsin. Carleton University, though, they've just won 2 in a row. Actually, I think they won 3 in a row, because then they won the very last one, I believe, on defending as well. Is that right? No, they've just won 2 attacking. I've actually lost count.
It was 1 defending, now 1 attacking.
Yes, this bodes very well. Yeah, this is looking good for Carleton University to, bring the momentum back into their favor.
A blitz? Question mark.
A Maverick? Question mark.
Maverick! Exclamation point!
Hey, it is an exclamation point. He might be locked in. He's not solidified. He might be changed. Still hovering over, but it is going to be locked in. Maverick! We're going to see this one this time around, and I'm actually anxious. So the bomb is in the basement. Anxious to see where they're going to be usefully using the Maverick, because it's pretty. I mean, you can easily see where you're going to be attacking from, where you're going to be coming from. There's only about 3 points. There's the 2 ends on the basement and the top hatch. I would say they want to be able to put a little murder hole into the top hatch, try to snipe someone out, but they're going to be watching on all sides on the side of University of Wisconsin.
And gotta have eyes in the back of your head here. If you are the defenders, Wisconsin, they don't want to see any of that momentum slip away. I'm sure, hey, 4 rounds in a row, that feels pretty good. Let's really, keep this up, see this one on through, and get the clean 6-0. 1 round loss. Okay, hey, that's a bit of a momentum breaker, but it's okay because we're making the shift out anyway. Lose that attacking round. Okay, now things are that defending round. Now things are a little bit tighter, and you have to wonder if the pressure is not building. So, considering every option, watching every angle, growing eyes in the back of your head is so important here, because now this is when they need to make the technical play. This is when they need to rely on their own skill, their knowledge, and just their defensive instincts to win them this round. We'll see if they can pull it out.
I was definitely curious of how they were going to be able to defend. It's only been 1 round thus far on the defending side for University of Wisconsin, so we're going to see how they're going to do, as they have a lot of potential on this map. We've seen that thus far. That's how they're at 4. And yeah, 2 spread this, but they are still in a comfortable position. If they can get back to that routine that they had last map, where they just bounce wins back and forth. But we're seeing Maverick here blow torch in a hole. Get that little peek in there. That works both ways, by the way. You see the peek, you can shoot through it as the defenders, get a headshot, or you can shoot through it as the attackers. A little harder to get a headshot, but it is easy to sidestep if you're noticed.
Yeah, it certainly makes it broadcast, and so I'm a big fan of whenever operators affect the environment in a way that both teams can then swing to their advantage, but Carleton swinging it to their advantage this time around as an early kill is found out, and on none other Then, of course, Banana Cat. That's got to be a big one to come on down. Bomb A sighted out. Let's see what they can make happen with it. With the Valkyrie down, the camera's already out and about, so that's not going to be the worst. They got a lot of information with that Maestro as well. We talked about the Valk Maestro combo. It's a pretty big one. Legion as well, giving away the position here of the oncoming Maverick. We'll see what they can do because they're still really just tough situation to crack here. Yeah. If you are Carleton, you have a lot of barbs and thorns and traps to consider, and this time around, look at that pickup. That's a pretty huge one to take it out and away on the Comet Cat as well. We'll see, Comet Kitten, sorry. We'll see whether or not they can make this happen. Sophia dropping on in, ready to find the first line of sight. The Lion as well, trading late for the round, but it could be just in time. No, Sophia does go down this time around, so they do have to maybe reassess a little bit of this strategy here. The Eagle Eye aiding in another one. It's a 3v3, but look at this. Oyaji Old Man gets the diffuser down. It's a 3v2. UWM. What can they do?
They have to get to this diffuser. That's for one thing. That is for sure, unless they get the frags, but there's only one left. They're definitely not going to get the frags more than likely. 3v1, it's only Castle. It's Jason, but he has full health. We've seen what he can do in a very clutch situation. See if he can pull this one off again.
Definitely wants to, but look at that. Round 7, the third one in a row now for Carleton University. They're bringing this back and bringing it back with vigor. This was their best round win yet by the looks of it. Now it's tough. Round number 8. This one could bring us back to a tied game. If not, it might put us at 3-5. I would need not remind the audience, 3-5. Last game was a score that we saw as well, 3-4 actually. So even if we just move back to a back and forth at this point, it's a lot tighter of a race.
It's amazing that Carleton University are not letting their psyche slip because they were on pressured, I should say, on the defensive, quite literally and figuratively. They were on the defensive side earlier and just getting stomped by the aggression of University of Wisconsin. But you can see they're not letting it deter them. They are determined to take this one through, pick up the map of Oregon as well, and get their second win of this season in the Gamma Division, and again put themselves in contention for a possible third place position if Iowa State University will be able to maybe drop to the Northeastern or University of Ontario. Pure determination coming out right now from CU, and I love seeing this one right now as the bombs once again back in the basement. Might be seeing possibly another Carleton University win here if they can create the pace, play the pace that they've been playing.
Yeah, and it's important to remember too that they did win the first round, right?
Yeah.
They won the first game here, rather, not round, which means that the series momentum in the grand scheme of things still in their favor. It makes them still the favorite to win this one, at least on paper, despite the fact that it's not their map pick, it's not what they wanted to do coming out, and it's not even their side selection on the map pick anymore, because they opted to defend first.
Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
It didn't go well for them.
Must locate and defuse a bomb.
It did not. They are, but again, that's the thing. So that's one of the biggest things about it. I know, like, a lot of these teams are evenly matched, you know, like skill-wise, but a lot of it comes down to mental, especially in collegiate, where if you can just keep yourself from tilting, you can sometimes get all the advantage you need against an enemy, because, you know, when it comes down to raw mechanics, you can be relatively relatively matched, but keeping yourself from mentally tilting is one of the biggest factors I've ever seen in esports, collegiate especially, because everyone is, like, emotions are riding really high in collegiate. You don't have that reserved, tamed environment that a coach, or even life coaches are sometimes brought onto these professional esports teams. You normally don't get that with the collegiate side of things, because honestly, there's not that much funding for that sort of thing coming out in collegiate. But Carleton University doing well, keeping their composure.
With that too, it's actually esports tend to be a little bit more susceptible to that kind of tilting, as well, as we see Carleton picking up another kill. It's not like traditional sports, right, where you can take some of that aggression out on the field with very physical action. It's all a mental game here in esports. So more similar to something like poker, where you just have to get back on that horse after losing a hand and play the next one out. Well, that's exactly what Carleton have been doing. It's what now Wisconsin are going to have to try to do. And they do even back up at least with one on the board there. That's going to feel okay for them, but do need to be very considerate of exactly how the rest of this round is going to play out. They've still got the Doc, the Smoke, the Legion, and the Maestro, all to make a lot of chaos here. Doc, probably the one that they're going to want to start peeking these with, making those aggressive plays at the end of the day. See whether or not it's something that they can pull out. I'm sorry, not the that's the Castle, isn't it? Not the Legion.
That is correct. Yeah, and then we're actually seeing. I want to point out real quick, one of the added benefits of running Zofia is you can counter the gadgets of both Castle and Maestro with the impact grenade secondary underneath your gun. Be able to take out, because it's obviously for Maestro cameras, they're pretty much indestructible, but except against explosives. That includes impact grenades. And you're also seeing that against Castle's barricades as well. So there's one good reason to bring Zofia. Besides that, also utility of a concussion grenade on as an offensive operator. But we see contention coming out here. I believe that was blue balls being put out.
Diffuser's still down too. Even a trade is good here. 3 versus 1. It's all now down to Smoke. Death Horizon, can you make this one come through? Is it going to be potentially possible? The answer is no. Taken out and away. And Fekes, we are brought back to a tied game. 4 rounds apiece these teams have put up on the board. Consecutive at that. Now momentum with Carleton still. We'll see if UWM can break it here, because now this is where it becomes do or die.
Do or die indeed. And I do want to apologize. I said that was blue balls. I'm used to seeing blue balls on both Doc and Maestro. That was actually Wraith that played Maestro and got that kill. But either way, moving forward from that, do or die. This is, I'm extremely impressed. And you probably tell because I've been talking about it. Carleton University, right? Carleton University doing such a great job not tilting. Coming back from a, I think it was a 0-4. 0-4, yeah, because University of Wisconsin have not won a game in 5 games. So, or four rounds. So, Carleton University doing such a great job coming back here, and they are looking to solidify this and get themselves their 2nd win of the season. They do not want to lose contention here. They do not want to let University of Wisconsin play spoiler. And by the way, this is University of Wisconsin's pick. They picked Oregon. They looked like they had a great reason early on, and they were dominating as the attackers. But now defending, they're faltering. They're not doing near as well. We're going to see how bringing a Rook will change that up. Give them a few more body shots to work with. Of course, your head's still very vulnerable. Body armor, sweaters, vests, whatever you want to call them, do not help against headshots. We've been seeing a lot of headshots coming out from Carleton University.
10 seconds to insert.
The mental taxation on all of this is something that I'm really wanting to touch on here.
5 seconds.
Yeah.
Because keep in mind, we're rounding about closing in on 11 o'clock Eastern time.
Attackers have recovered their diffuser. Attackers are moving out.
Don't know if any of
to
these
locate a bomb and
schools are Eastern time zone. I know Carleton's probably in there in the Ottawa region, but that might be speaking to something. Either way, it's later in the evening, even on the West Coast now. We're getting into that 8 o'clock time on the board. They've been at this for about 2 hours.
Yeah,
right?
they are Eastern, by the way, Eastern time. So it is
Okay.
coming up to 11 for them.
Both are Eastern?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, about 11 o'clock at night. Now keep in mind, they've been just focusing on this match, talking about nothing but this Siege match for the last 2 hours or so. Before that, there was about an hour of prep that over on the side of Wisconsin, they had to scramble to get a game together.
Oh, yeah.
Due to a PC crashing and just getting in on their own account because the rules prohibit them from playing on alts. Of course, we do that to prohibit account sharing and ringers and things of that nature. All that to say, 2-3 hours of just focusing on this one thing has to be a huge mental taxation. You wonder if Wisconsin is not just coming off the wheels a little bit here with that momentum having broken. And it's a lot easier to stay focused when the game's going your way all the time. That's not the case in either of these games. We've seen ourselves tied 4-4 rounds, both instances, and this just has to be exhausting for them. But that's the first kill found out for Carleton already. We'll see if they can wrap this one into more momentum for themselves. little bit trickier all the same for Wisconsin. They've not won any of the last 4 rounds. Losing another 2 members.
Might not be winning this one either.
Yeah, I don't think they're coming away with this one. All onto the back of Jason.
User has been
We'll
dropped.
see. He does find one. Kill that.
You have to ace them.
You know what? We did see something close to an ace coming out before, but was the ash coming out from
Banana Cat.
yeah, right. But this time around, Castle doing what he can. Diffuser's going to complicate that. Lion only going to make it all the more complex. He's just going to wait that out.
Diffuser planted. He has a limited time to do this. He doesn't technically have to ace them anymore, but you pretty much have to ace them because you're going to be spotted out. He is going to possibly go for it. He has 2 more to go. He could ace this Corvus.
Time is still there. That's another.
Oh my God.
Another at least combat, but it did not end up as a kill. I thought he had it in the back. It looked like good shots landing, but poor Panda, he knew exactly how to play that one and did so with aplomb. So that means Carleton on the 10th round have the potential to put this all away. It's match point.
This is amazing. Carleton University have come back from a deficit, a 0 to 4 deficit, and they are on a fire trail here, fire streak, fire blaze. They're on a streak, whatever you want to call it. I don't care. They are doing amazing, and props to Jason though. He almost pulled that one out. That was a huge stand for Jason. So let's not take that away from him, but
yeah, no, it looks good on stream.
It looks great on stream. On paper, though, when you go back and look at the results, it's still going to count as a loss. And Carleton University, they could one more match, win this night, win this second map. That'd be the first and the second, garner themselves the maximum amount of points for their division, for their team.
2 wins, a tie, and 2 losses would be perfectly balanced there.
As all things should be.
That's something that they definitely want to get for themselves here, and we've had a relatively balanced night of rounds going back and forth here.
I swear to God, if University of Wisconsin win this one, I'm not gonna freak out in a bad way. It's just gonna be a sign of fate. It's gonna be life telling me something here about these 2 teams, that they're just destined to battle forever.
Seems like it, yeah. I mean, if there weren't for the fact that one team has to win,
no, that's
set up that it has to tip, then
over a prolonged period of time, though. You know, if they had the tennis rule where you had to have, a certain number above, wins over your opponent. I almost think if University of Wisconsin win this round, I almost think if this were tennis rules, this would go on for another hour or so, because these 2 teams are so evenly matched. But of course, we're playing Siege, that doesn't work that way, and University of Wisconsin, they could bring this one back into 1 more, and we would have to go to an overtime point and then determine who wins. But regardless, I just want to emphasize how evenly matched these 2 are. Although it doesn't seem like that. Carleton University, I should say. We could call it evenly matched, but they're actually looking to show that they're going to be the better team here tonight.
Well, so I mean, it's a funny discussion that we have to have at that point when we start talking about things like that, because simply last round was evenly matched all the way down to the wire. Nobody had more than 2 consecutive wins in a row. It's just back and forth. This time, it's evenly matched in a different capacity, just because we've seen just these 2 long streaks of victories, mostly predominantly on the attacker side. Keep in mind, the one round advantage right now that Carleton has is because they pulled out a miracle win on the defensive side in a round that they should not have, been able to pull out. It was just kind of the heroic effort from Blue Ball. So it's been even stretches down the attacker side thus far. It's just one round that almost a fluke, you could call it, or an amazing play, whichever way you want to paint that. That's putting Carleton here in the advantage, and we'll see if that's enough to actually push them on through, because they are now poised to take this last round. They do have the advantage in this. A little bit tougher of a breach, probably the toughest one on Oregon to do well against, a coordinated team. But I like what I'm seeing thus far.
Something I'm actually seeing too. I want to point this one out. I noticed this last round, and I probably should have noticed it before, but you notice there's not as many ACOGs on this map. And again, I don't know if they were keeping the same pattern as before, but we're not seeing ACOGs, and they're still getting kills on the side of Carleton University. And it's because there's such close quarters being in the basement and the second floor, such close quarters that an ACOG being that zoomed into close quarters almost hinders your aiming ability, your aim down sight. So they're opting for the red dot, opting for the reflex. We're seeing a lot of contention coming down on this bomb down on the basement.
See whether or not it's something that they can pick off here, because look at this, we're down to about 30 seconds left in this round, and Carleton has to be feeling good about this one. The time is not on their side, so they do have to get the diffuser down. It is locked in for themselves. That's going to feel good. The yokai coming through, just going to be blasting away. But is it going to be enough? All 5 members still alive on the side of Carleton University. Only 3 to take it back. Ignore the 5 versus 0. It has no place here. All that matters now is whether or not Wisconsin can make the play back. It looks like potentially not. 2 left. Make it 1.
1 left. And it is Horo. Not going to be happening.
Just like that.
2 maps.
Carleton do it. They do take the win away. That's 2 wins, 2 losses, and a tie. Better than some NFL teams at this point. I'm feeling pretty good about that one. So Carleton University lock it down. Blue Ball is taking the MVP for this game. No huge surprises there, as his defensive round clutch was certainly the tipping point that changed the momentum of this game. Entirely stopped the machine that was Wisconsin dead in their tracks and recalibrated everything in their favor. So GG's coming out. Carleton University going to be feeling good about that one. Really evenly matched siege that we saw coming through today. And, I don't think we could have asked really for a better pairing thus far. Both of these teams really played their hearts out for us here on stream.
Yeah, and again, it looked evenly matched. Of course, it obviously was evenly matched for a time, but Carleton University showing that they are just the better team overall, can withstand the mental pressures being put on whenever your back is against the wall. University of Wisconsin, they're definitely, I mean, they do fall a little bit more into the Gamma Division. They have yet to win a match this season. They fall, I believe it is to 0-2 and 3 right now, with 3 losses, 2 ties as well.
It becomes a trickier situation for them now, as it looks like postseason not in the cards for this particular team. But regardless, we do want to thank them for appearing on stream with us tonight. The same thanks as well as a congratulations is extended to Carleton University, as they do keep themselves alive in this one. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you as well for joining us tonight. My name is Kyle Corvus-Crowe. I've been joined by Joshua Fekes-Quest. You're the best audience we could possibly ask for. We thank you for sticking around, spending your Thursday night watching a little bit of Siege action with us. We always love to hear your feedback, and so one of the best ways to do that is on Twitter. If you could give us a shout on Twitter, let us know what you thought of this, because we're pretty new to Siege ourselves. We're still trying to learn this one. So any tips, feedback, thoughts about the match, do want to hear from you guys.
Yep, and you can find me at PHEQES, that is Fekes. You can also just Google Joshua Quest and ignore the dude with the guitar. The other guy is actually me. I used to actually be above that guy, and I don't know what happened, but if you type in Joshua Quest, that is my real name. It used to be me, and then this other dude, this musician guy, he overtook
Starts paying Google for the SEO, huh?
Yeah. Anyway, we can also find you, Kyle, where?
It's at Corvus Casting. Pretty simple, spelled like it sounds. Either way, we'll stop plugging ourselves here. Say thanks again to these 2 teams, and of course to North American Collegiate Siege League here for making all of this happen. You can find a lot more action throughout the rest of the week. If you're not following them on Twitter, that's an important one as well. And let me make sure I get this right. You can find that at /NAUSL or at NAUSL. Or R6 NAUSL.
R6,
yeah, that's
R6.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, R6 NAUSL on Twitter as well. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to bid adieu for the night. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll catch you next time.